Hey gamers, if you already love the game of Fluxx, but you're looking to make it into a word game, then you definitely ought to check out Word Fluxx. Let's take a look at how this game plays. In this game, players will be drawing and playing cards to eventually complete a goal that somebody will put out during the game. Each turn at the beginning of the game, they will draw one and play one card, so they'll just draw off the top of the deck, but they do start with a hand of 3 cards so they can play anything that they had. There are new rule cards where players can replace the draw rules, so maybe now we're going to be drawing 3, and maybe now we're going to be playing 4. So then players will, of course, have more cards available to them to play, which might help them set up a win. There are also rules where they have keeper limits, so they can only have a certain number of cards in front of them. And in this version of the game, Word Fluxx, those keepers are going to be your letters. So maybe I have a couple in front of me already, but in this version where this rule is out, I can only have one more. There's a couple of other kinds of rules too where players can get bonus draws or bonus actions as well. There are action cards where players can play those to do something, such as for this one, draw 3 extra cards, but depending on what rules are out for playing cards, they might not be able to play those cards right away. And then finally, the last type of card, of course, is the goal card. So if I had played this goal card, this is the currently active goal. So the first player who makes a 4+ letter noun would win, but other players can play goal cards to replace that as well. So now we want a word that has a silent letter in it. And again, that will fluctuate throughout the game as well. The first person to complete a goal, whether or not it is their turn, will win the game, but you can also play with a meta rule where you maybe set a time limit instead, and then whoever has the most goals completed at the end of that time limit will win. But either way that you play, it's all about making the right words to fulfill those goals and hoping that you can draw and play enough cards in order to do it yourself. I've played a lot of different Fluxx games over the years, but I think that this one definitely might be one of my favorites. It doesn't have as strong of a theme as a lot of the other ones have. I really like the Marvel one, the Cartoon Network one, things like that. This, of course, is just themed around letters, words, so the art isn't as exciting, but the game itself is a little bit different and in a very good way. A lot of modern versions of Fluxx don't have creepers anymore, which are kind of the negative keepers that are in front of you, which I definitely like. I prefer it without the creepers. But the big thing that I noticed about this one is that the goal is not just have this letter. Like a lot of goals in a lot of Fluxxes are just have this exact keeper card. These are make a noun, make a verb, have this many vowels, have a word with a silent letter. There are different ways that you can go about that. So there is still having that kind of word creation knowledge that you have in other word games, but it's still on a light scale. And again, there's just so many ways that you can complete a goal, which I think is really neat. It also seems like there's a little bit less player interaction in the sense that there's not as much like stealing keepers and things. It didn't seem like there was as many action cards in this one, but I'm okay with that as well. Overall, I just think that the difference in the goals is really neat, so that again, you can complete it in a couple of different ways instead of just you have to have this exact card. So I just think that that works really well overall. So if you like word games and you already like the style of Fluxx, I definitely think that this is worth checking out. But let me show you my full thoughts on the blog today. Decided this one's for you.